Although
Yeah.
I guess in MASH's case, it was more like the movie had the lyrics and the TV show didn't.
Yeah. I guess with the movie, they were like, hey, we're showing off. Look at us. We're doing awesome. It's like, I mean, that's worth doing. I mean, and you guys get to brag about that MASH. I think they still have the largest showing of people for a finale in TV history.
Yeah.
Still,
What
after
a
all these
great
years.
finale, too. Brutal, but so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Helps if I actually hit the send button. That'd be awesome. People appreciate it when they're warned of things. There we go. I mean, sure, do that, Gene. That's fine. That's fine.
105.9 million people.
God.
Yeah, it was a pretty great show, though. But yeah, that ending, so brutal, so good.
Then we announce on Blue Sky, so people who follow me on there can be made aware.
Yeah. Although
And,
I think by like virtue of coverage across multiple networks, the coverage of the O.J. Simpson chase like rivals
probably
it.
the number one, right? I was going to say, though, also major credit to Alan Alda, who basically wrote off his future paycheck potential by okaying that. Like, I believe he was still creatively involved with the show at the time. He was more than just an actor. He was one of the producer, director guys, too, sometimes. So, major thumbs up to him to be willing to, like, give that up for the, perfect, realistic ending to that show. Kind of like the opposite of Captain Quirk. Did I kill the chat?
No. I just think we are. I think we're just waiting for game to begin.
Writing the game start, and I'm thinking about the text lounge I'm in for Mutants and Masterminds.
Sure. Oh. How did your game go, by the way? You finished your event? Everything work out fine?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
I forgot to put in the link. Well, at this point, better people should know, but just to be safe there. All right.
Yeah, I threw in the link in Jahan's channel too for you last time.
Well, thank you very much. And hello, everyone. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're playing another episode of Fabula, Ultima, the castle that would pierce the horizon. Let us get right to the poem. Because somebody took too long preparing today. It was me, just to be clear. In halls where thoughts are hushed by light, where jewels flicker with minds not right, the archive sleeps, yet never still. Its silence sings with unseen will. They came with torch and tale and name, but found their pasts were not the same. What's writ in glass may shift and gleam, a lie, a truth, a dying dream. O heroes bold with shadows near, walk soft, each step may cost you dear. The mirrors blink, the silence weeps, the dream bee stirs, the prism sleeps. Beneath the vault where thoughts decay, it waits to strip yourselves away. Not flesh it craves, but all you are, your laughter, tears, your guiding star. Yet courage grows when roots run deep, in memory the soul shall keep. Hold tight to names, to fire, to kin, and let the battle song begin. With blade and spell and vow anew, they rise to break illusion's glue. Through walls that whisper and betray, they carve a dawn from dream's decay. O watchers high in starlit seas, attend their hearts, attend their pleas. For if they fall, the beast shall feed, and all of Ascara shall bleed. But if they stand and fight as one, the prism breaks and truth is won. So ring the cry in Volta Dome. The mind is shield, the will is home. That bit of reading, we jump right into people immediately in danger.
Yay!
We're in danger.
Whoop.
Well, Moore and I are in danger.
Pretty sure we all are, actually. Just you guys are under the more immediate threat.
Deep in a land covered in glittering glass. Lines of power streaming in endless directions. Within a city full of opulence and jewels, of uncaring faces and self-satisfied grins, Morduncan and Lucius face their doppelgangers. And actually, I have the wrong music going. You're in a fight. Oh, wrong music. You're not quite that bad.
Play the music, Kronk. Wrong music.
I believe final turn was by the enemy. Oh no, it was friendlies, because your friendlies in the other world were the ones who started things. So it actually goes to one of these two.
Yay!
Because they're helping you with this fight, they're just not here.
I see you in my darkness right now. Oh, there we go.
Okay, you're over here. So, More Duncan, what would you do as you see your two enemies before you?
Right. I remember what had happened last time. So, Lucius attacked himself and it hurt him. Right?
Yep.
It hurt both of us.
Yeah. I'm gonna test something.
Okay.
And I really am sorry, Lucius, if this hurts. But let me know if it does.
Oh no.
I apologize. I need
Yay.
to know how it works. I spend 10 mind points. And cast Lux at Doppelganger Lucius.
Lucius, are you vulnerable to light?
Let me see.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm not vulnerable to it, but I am at normal to it because I do not have my, I don't have my crown equipped.
Actually, you still have to roll to hit with your Lux attack there, Moore.
Oh yes, you are correct.
You might miss.
I'm not sure why it did not. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go.
That misses.
You fire your ray of light and it goes wide
I'm
of...
gonna spend my Fabula.
To what end? To what trait, I should say.
Sick. I need to get back tonight. There we go. Spirit Savior? I am trying to figure out the situation and how I can get us out of here. Or I can help get us out.
Yep, throw it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. There we go. And I shall roll again.
Ooh.
Aw.
You missed even worse.
Well, damn. Alright.
Pew.
Nothing says love like firing beams of light.
So that's... Thankfully, You actually spent not 10 mana points, but 20. Because your doppelganger, fired beams of light at you and Lucius.
Oh! Because it had to try and hit both of us. Interesting.
It is now a friendly turn. As Morduncan, you accidentally tried to take your own turn.
Okay.
It is now your guys' turn. You can decide whether it's yourself or Lucius.
You can go if you want more, like actual more.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that again to target Doppelganger Lucius, just because I need to know if the way this works is we have to attack each other's Doppelganger. Because I know if we attack our own, it hurts us.
Right.
Yeah.
Does 10 hit?
That's good. That's good. It's not good enough. My magic defense is 12.
Balls.
You.
I'm decent. I'm decently tanky, unfortunately.
Well, that's my turn.
Lucius, your enemies are before you, and the caster has tried to cast light spells at you. They're missing, thankfully. What do you do?
Yup. Enemy Lucius is going to. Oh boy, I'm so sorry. Enemy Lucius is going to attack more Duncan.
Okay.
As he leaps out from his Divian. This is the first time he's actually gotten out of his darn chair this whole fight.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least I don't have any levels of the weapon mastery thing to give me bonuses. 10.
Does 10 hit you more?
It does. Does it? I need to check. Sorry. I'm in the wrong tab. I need to be in my stats tab. Is it meet or beat?
Meet.
Oh wait, no. Never mind. It does not. My defense right now is 11.
Oh, because the
Hey.
dragon scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about those. That's cool.
Or sorry, is that a regular? Yeah, that's a physical attack. Yeah.
Yeah,
my
it's a regular
defense is
physical.
11 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. It's not a magic attack.
It falls to Lucius.
Oh, you know what? I am going to. Here's something interesting. I'm gonna try. Under actions. Come on. Action table load.
No, don't do it. It's a trap.
Lucius will guard for more.
Okay, as you prepare to defend more from further attacks.
So I think that gives more resistance and the +2 to a. Does it? I'm a little unsure about how it works because it says
Reading
you
is
may
hard.
cover another creature. Yeah, ha ha ha. You may cover another creature and prevent foes from performing melee attacks against them. Is that like a separate function from the other things that it does? Like I have to choose get the resistance and the +2 bonus for myself or cover an ally? Is that how that works?
So it's a bullet point list. It's all of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you
all
get
of
both
them.
of them. Yeah, you get all of it.
Okay.
I have that too.
I see. Okay. So I get resistance to all damage types,
And
+2
you block the
bonus.
blow.
What the?
And
Why?
yeah, I can. So enemy Lucius can no longer make melee attacks against you more.
Nice.
Also, if they fail to hit your defense, they didn't hit you at all when you do that. It's really good.
Oh, right. Wait, no. I remember where you are now. I need not that music, but I had it right the first time.
That's,
We insert a quarter into the jukebox and put on
My
one
brain
single of What's New Pussycat.
is no.
You're looking at,
I do not have the
you were
rights for
looking
that.
at Protect. You were looking at Protect, right, Temsic?
No. Guard.
Oh, Guard.
Yeah, it's like a standard action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking at the actual ability Protect.
Yeah.
Those are different things. Yeah.
Yes.
Ba.
I think Guard can only be used with melee attacks. Protect can be used against anything.
Yeah, melee attacks. They can do range attacks. They can still do spells and stuff. All right, so we cut back deep in this archive as Zevin and Aether are at a control panel at the far end of the room, trying to figure out how to free their friends from their sapphire prison.
I'll be honest, Corbinian. I'm actually struggling to remember exactly where were we at with in this point last time we played. Can you remind me what we did last?
No.
Okay.
We're hacking the mainframe because if they're being connected to somewhere else in the grand database, right?
Right.
So
We
I'm
had been
trying to
plugged
figure
into
out
the
what
Matrix.
they're being plugged into.
So what do you two do?
I believe I got access last session to
Yep.
hacking thing by brute forcing it.
You did, yeah.
Oh no, no password can stop me. You're not gonna track the access signal. And someone's gonna try to figure out what's currently connected to the database in this room right now.
Let me tell you. I have to get the network in front of me. This one.
Hang on, I will be right back.
No.
Tying you down to the chair.
Boop, 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 boop. Wait, no. I need to send it this way. Do I? Do it the other way.
I'm getting that weird error where the screen flashes in Roll20 again. So annoying.
I just messaged you a...
Woohoo! Thank you for the food.
Oop. I'll tidy it up because it's a little off kilter. One second.
Oh no, it's off center.
There you go. Oh, wait, no.
So where are we right now in the directory?
4.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's Prism Core?
Prism Core is what happens when a mommy Prism and a daddy Prism love each other very much. No.
That's hardcore, man.
Wow.
So, that is where the celestial engine generates the memory feed to the rest of the wing.
Hmm.
It is also the primary point of contact with the memory network.
Hmm. Memory network, you say? I'm gonna dig into that a little bit.
Insight's part of it.
Insight. It's time for Hacker Man. Hacker Man, go!
Can I read over her shoulder and try to help?
You certainly could.
I certainly will.
We've got Aether like leaning over her shoulder, and her big old bunny ears are like one of them is leaning on top of her head, like a hat.
Right. Yes. It's very soft.
It's incredibly soft.
A clock advances by 1 witch. Its understanding grows. So the memory network is where the memories of all citizens of the Gilded State of Radabara is stored and shared and cataloged.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Like immortalized.
It does not use that word.
Hmm.
Is this like an archive of some kind? What are we looking at here?
One of you. Go ahead.
Well, I think that's this kind of interwoven kind of a empire-wide web of like every Radobaran memory catalog.
It also seems to have several entries for foreign visitors.
Oh, what are those?
There are hundreds of them. Thousands.
Maybe we could boot all the foreign visitors and that would get our friends too.
I think if I boot all these, it's gonna crush this terminal. But if I look at the most recent ones,
Oh, there you go. Sort by most recent additions.
it's so convenient.
Maybe.
A,
We can figure out how to work it.
a single tap of this crystal warp thing that I'm spinning.
Insight's part of it. Hopefully it's that easy. I'm just gonna move over to this clock real quick.
This session only, Seven learns how to use Windows 98.
Oh my god. Well, what's even better is I'm standing right beside you going like, no, it's this one. And I'm helping.
I
Trying to
might
help.
need help.
As the both of you adeptly press the swirling thing. Oh, that's a status light. That's actually not something you're supposed to press. Whoops. That's you just kind of wasted a lot of time pressing a thing that doesn't do anything.
Oh, it's just a little graphic.
Oh, that's not a UI element? Damn it.
It looks so much like it.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
not like
Wasn't very
they're running out of time down there.
Yeah. Where's Clippy when we need him?
He's in the other room. Go say hi.
I hear you're trying to help your friends. You like a hand.
It's funny.
I can actually picture Clippy popping up and saying that.
I want Seven to strangle Clippy.
And he takes up screen real estate in front of exactly the feature of the software program you're trying to use.
Every damned time.
Yeah.
So, folks, which enemy acts first? Enemy Duncan or enemy Lucius?
What's your preference on that, Lucius?
He doesn't have preferences. He prefers warm beaches, long walks, Mai Tai. He doesn't even know what it is, but he orders one to feel good.
2 handsome men who may or may not work for him.
I think he's BRB
If
at the
he's
moment
not-
because he's completely muted and deafened.
I
That's
guess.
why I added my bit. He couldn't refute it.
Lucius.
Sorry about that. I had to take a call.
Lucius. Welcome back to we're sorry we're failing at hacking Windows 98. You both
Oh,
might die
no.
now.
Oh, guys.
So the question
No
was.
offense, Stefan grew up in a mine.
The question was raised, which of the enemy Moore or enemy Lucius have to take a turn, and Moore asked what your preference was. I noted your preference for Mai Tais, even though you didn't know what they were.
Check the VOD for more jokes. It's worth it.
Yep. Beautiful.
You should also subscribe. It helps support the channel.
I do.
Just for the heck of it, I think enemy if Moore is okay with it, I think enemy. Oh wait, no, we go first, don't we?
No, the enemy does.
Or no,
the good guys
the enemy
acted
does.
last turn.
Right. Because of our friends on the outside.
Damn.
I think enemy Lucius will try to attack more Duncan, but he can't because I'm guarding, so he's going to attack me.
Okay. And stab.
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, it's me.
You don't resist cold, do you?
Well, I resist. Oh, because actually, yeah, that is a good point. Because I do. No, I don't think I have. Which shield do I have active? No, I do not have my ice shield active, so I'm only regular resistant. Because I took the guard action.
As he attacks, he stabs forward and swirls your weapon out of your hands, and his weapon goes with it as they vanish into the darkness.
Oh no! Oh, that was a really good weapon.
Don't erase it, you might be able to get it back.
Mhm.
But you still take the damage because he basically raked your hand.
Yeah, so that's that'd be 23 ice damage brought down to what, 11?
Does it round down or up?
Down.
Yeah. Okay, that pulls me down to 64 hit points.
Turn goes to you guys. I will note that if you want to find your weapon, you'd have to spend an action searching for it in the darkness, and that's a clock.
Uh-huh. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, more if you'd like to try and shoot me, or do
Sure,
something.
I'll try it one more time. To hell with it.
To hell with it.
Phew.
And I miss again. Because of course I do. Damn it.
And I shot, and I missed, and I shot, and I missed again.
Shot in the dark, and you're to blame.
So, if you were enemy Duncan, what would you do in this scenario?
Actually, I'm going to do one other thing
You
before
are.
my turn is over.
What's that?
Yes. Emergency item.
Oh, you can perform an additional action. This must be an inventory action.
Are you in crisis?
No, but I am low on mind points, so I will make myself. I will make myself an elixir.
You have to be in crisis for that.
Oh shoot! Never mind. Scratch that. I missed that. My bad. In that case, enemy me is apparently smarter than actual me. And would use some alchemy because apparently flinging light bolts is not working.
Yeah.
Um,
Alchemy usually works.
Oh no.
oh shoot, nix the last one because I just realized I don't have my alchemy bag equipped right now.
Okay. So that last
Oh
die
right,
doesn't
because
exist.
it's an accessory.
Yeah.
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 So that's the clock one.
There we are.
So close the thing. Sorry.
So. Shoot. I can do this, and I would.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Every enemy on the scene suffers dazed, shaken, and slow and weak.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gross.
Are you immune to any of those guys?
I am immune to one of them.
I am immune to one of them, but not the others.
As you get doused in this concoction, this mucky concoction of that just disorients and burns up the eyes and gums up, and it gets gummy everywhere, so it makes it hard to move around, and it's heavy somehow. It starts to harden to concrete a bit. It's the sort of thing you use to capture monsters, really. You throw one of this at them, it's like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. Blop.
Oh god. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Sorry.
It probably doesn't smell great either.
Yeah.
Smells of burned
Welcome to the alchemy of natural magic. Oh, everything's organic. No.
Oh god, it's poison ivy. Ugh.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just isolate of poison
Like-
ivy.
Oh no. Out of here with that. I get enough of that where I am. Ugh.
Back in the waking world. So, you've determined that's not the right button to press.
Should I try this time?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, I'll slip briefly in front of you, slightly, get my shoulder in front of you so I can see the monitor a little bit better. And I look at it and I, run my. How do you control the pointer thingy? Like, how are you doing that? Is there something you're supposed to grab at?
This little crystal orb that's embedded in like the table.
Okay, I'll put my little hand on it and try to get used to moving this thing around. And I'll look at it. And I'll try to differentiate the difference between the UI elements and the graphical elements, so I can see what does things and what doesn't. And I'm probably going to accidentally do a thing where you click and hold and then drag, so you can select multiple things at once and see what happens there for a second, to help myself figure out and orient what I'm doing, and then I'll see if I can figure out what I can do to locate the most. Can we attempt to find the most recent users again? Do we need to do something this time?
You could try again. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give that one a shot.
Insight is part of it. This is like a continuing task, and the continuing task is figuring out what is going on and how do you fix it.
Right.
And I believe they call it an advanced task.
I got a 14. I don't even know if help would help me. It's so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. A help would not help you because you'd have to hit 16 in order to.
Exactly. We only got one person, so yeah. Still.
2 edges of the clock fill as you start learning a lot about the UI, and it starts like giving little like indicator lights and pointers and highlighting things. It seems to have finally clued in that you're a user who's not used to using it. So it's trying to help you. Unfortunately, it's trying to help someone who understands their language and their iconography. You do not. But the indicators are helping. It's like, okay, so you're saying I should hit that. Why? That. Oh, that's why. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I back out of there, and I click on that. Why did that work? Why did you tell me to click that? I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Right.
I'm just trying to puzzle out what it's trying to
Sure.
tell you.
Yeah.
But
You're at
I'm
least-
putting it together, yeah.
But you
Yeah.
do get some level of answer. There are of the amount of recent entries. You get the feeling it's trying to ask you define recent.
I'll look for a place to enter, and I'll put in within the last 10 minutes.
9. You see 9 entries.
Within the last 5 minutes. But I guess that might be next time. Like there may be so many I can do before I'm out of tries.
Oh, within the last 5 minutes? 7 entries.
We're getting closer. Within the last 2 minutes.
6.
Within the last 1 minute.
5. No, 0. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. 1.
So I'm just
I'm wrong. 1.
okay. I'm just gonna
The last one is me
right.
on this.
Well, I'm thinking of just booting out the most recent 5, but we'll have to do that next time. I got a feeling. I'm probably out of tries now.
Time for a Fabula this night. Eye damage classes.
Hey,
I'll explain what I did to my ally here,
Glasses.
7. Say, okay, so it looks like this does this and that does that, and
uh-huh.
I've narrowed the search down to within the last 10 minutes and the last 5 minutes and the last 2 minutes, or
Hey,
whatever.
Garrett, I can't see anything. You're sitting in front of me, and I can't see over
I
your
move
button
my
face.
ears. I pull my ears down around my head.
It's like, oh yeah,
And
my
I'll
ears
show
on the
you
way.
again. No, look, here, and here. And I
Uh-huh.
think if we just boot out like the last 9 entries, that should boot our friends out. And plus a few other things, but we'll get our friends.
The question is what they're connected to.
I just shrug. At least we'll get our friends back.
Yeah.
7. Do you do anything?
I can try to read the glyphs to try to figure out what they're connected to.
Insight's part of it.
Insight's part of it. Insight. Let's go. Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. 11.
Well, a
Help
lot of
won't
these.
help.
Oh, go for it. You can.
Well, I mean, if I can only add 1, it would only take it to a 12.
That's
Correct?
true. Yeah, it wouldn't matter much. You're right.
Yep.
That's why I'm saying help won't help.
You advance the clock by 1 as a lot of the symbols. There are some symbols that are Oscaran, and it's like, oh hey, I mean yours has a slightly different twirl there. That has a spiral there that isn't in yours. But it's like, water is water. Within certain, if you share the same pictographic language group, if you go to the basic pictographs, you can kind of figure it out a little bit. Or the reverse of it can be true. It's like you may be a basic pictograph and looking at the more complicated one and go, why does it look like 3 tree? What does 3 tree mean? They mean a forest. Oh, that'd be a good way to say forest. Oh, that's neat. Oh, hopefully that means forest and not like a house that's made of wood. I don't know yet. But it's a lot of that of, as you realize that that the Radabaran culture is very advanced and a lot of Askaran culture is derived from it. And though not all of it, there is a lot of elfin language groups in there that kind of aren't in the system because one thing you can tell for sure, whoever these Radabarans were, they weren't elves. Which that's the popular mythos of of Ascara is that Ascara is mostly at its core a variety of elves who understood Magitech. That doesn't seem to be what the Radabarans were.
Hmm.
Oh, and
Though
did
they weren't
did-
human either, because humans are something from the West.
and so was it a thing where like the Ascarans like would claim that as like justification for like it being their like their heritage, right?
You tell me, Seven.
Oh. Hmm. Not the sand elves, because we're more desert nomads than anything. But other elves, yeah.
It's like the ones from the desert are like, we actually don't care that much. The other elves seem to really care, but we don't.
Yep.
It's whatever, honestly. We're from the desert as much as anything else. All right. Hot enemy Lucius or enemy more Duncan?
Enemy Lucius. I think enemy Lucius would probably want to get his
His spear back?
yeah.
Okay. He runs off into the dark to go fetch his spear. That will take insight as part of it, because he has to go looking for it.
Yep. Here's the question. Does he have the same debuffs I do?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, well, that answers a question, maybe, kind of.
They'll
I don't
just
know.
equally screwed each other all over, right?
Enemy Lucius...
Wait, no, hang on. That's...
Oh, okay.
That... Yeah, yep. I realized it the moment I did it. So that is a... Well, actually, question, is this an open roll?
No.
Nope. Okay, that's a 9 then.
9 is not enough for Lucius, the enemy Lucius, to find what he's looking for. There's a lot. This city, that spear kind of got knocked into the crowd somewhere, and it's a blue stick amidst a glittering city of gold, silver, and jewels. And sapphire seems to be a pretty popular color this season. So, where in this kaleidoscope of gaudiness is that stupid thing? There's a lot of looking around. Where do I even start? Look on his face. Probably randomly grab some person, and it's like, aha, there it is. And it's like, that's my umbrella. Let go. I'm like, oh, sorry.
And if Moore's okay with it, I think Lucius would like to also look for his spear.
Go ahead.
As the pair of you, mortal enemies who are locked in
come
combat,
on.
fumble your way through the city, annoying its residents.
At least I'm not the only one whiffing endlessly.
God. This is...
Enemy more Duncan does what? Who seems to be moving very slowly, and because they seem to be covered in the same alchemical material as you.
Enemy more.
Is she just watching the 2-point failures like run off into the night? Keep for the weapons that they both knocked out of each other's hands.
That's a question, actually. Is enemy Lucius seeming slowed down and shaken?
Yeah. It's like you all share the same
Okay.
conditions currently.
In that case, she will target enemy Lucius and herself with cleanse.
Whoa. All the status effects of everyone present goes away.
God. Ugh. I hated that.
Now it's regular More's turn, because, yeah, that would make sense. I know More would want to not be suffering from all those conditions. What does regular More do?
So now I know that anything either of us does to the doppelganger is going to harm ourselves as well, just based on what happened with the alchemy roll. So, that being the case, as I suspect, Lucius, are you currently injured?
Not really. I'm like
He has a
11
scrape.
hit. Yeah, I have like a scrape. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will look for. I'll help you look for your spear. I don't think that attacking our doppelgangers is going to help us right now.
All right. Insight is part of it.
Okay. I might be wrong, but I think if I hit our doppelgangers, I'll just hurt us. That's
So you have opportunity. So for one, because you got as high as you did, you fill up 2 wedges on the find the spear track, as you are able to help either Lucius, because you're cluing in that even if enemy Lucius finds his, that means your Lucius will find his at the same time. So there's that realization that helping even the enemy one is helpful to your side, and that helps speed up the search a lot more, narrow down what is and isn't there. There's even a couple times where you say, "Hey Lucius, look at that," and you're saying it to the garnet doppelganger. And he responds, "Oh, okay," and he starts looking that way, like he's Lucius. He's just Garnet instead. And it takes you a second to go, "Oh, wait, that wasn't him." Oh, whatever, that helped. But
I just love to interrupt briefly to add in the wrinkle. What if you find your spear and it's the other guy's?
yeah, opportunity. It's like a JRPG. I just think of a JRPG thing where they have a big bonus thing. One opportunity. It's the odds all over again. Like we're a pachinko machine. I mean, okay, some RPGs have been turned into pachinko machines, and that makes me a little sad. Thanks, Konami.
That Scooby-Doo gif includes the Batmobile in the background.
Yes, it does.
It's one of the crossovers with Batman. Wow.
I will just go ahead and fill the spear clock.
Okay. As Lucius and Lucius both rearm.
And as we both presumably at once go, "Ah, found it!" You know, it's always in the last place you look.
Then battle ready stance.
And I will say to Lucius, any harm we do to them gets reflected to us.
Oh. Well, that is a dilemma.
Meanwhile, in the waking world, the wedge has filled by 2.
Is that a bad clock or a good clock?
Somebody in your party is figuring out what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe he said it was a circle of knowledge. When we fill it up, we'll understand what's happening fully. So the higher we roll, the more sections we fill. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't see the clock now. Like it's disappeared for me. Oh,
It's
there
on
it
the
is.
right.
Yeah, I was zoomed in a little too close. Okay, so we're very close. Would you like to go first, or shall I? Tell you what, you go next. I pointed out how the UI works now, shown you what I learned. You have more knowledge with what this shit does than I do, though. So, please,
Yeah.
by all means, I
Okay.
get my ear out of your way.
Seven puts the ear back on her head for good luck.
I'll settle it around your shoulders like a friendly hug.
It's like that thing where with I was about to mention something no one knows. Never mind. Don't mind me. I'm old.
I might know it.
Oh,
Yeah, the little antenna, the little rabbit ears. You set them a certain way.
yes, of course.
Yes, rabbit ears. Thank you. Like on a TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is adorable. Okay. But yes, Seven is going to dig more into the recent access to try to figure out where they're connecting to.
Hold on. I'm getting Mexican radio. Keep it there. Insight's part of it.
Oh, what a roll! Damn.
You have narrowed down where 4 of those entries are. 2 of them are you guys, but you seem to be listed with a color of green. Those 2, oh sorry, you're listed in color of red. They're listed in color of blue. There's another few at the same timestamp that are colored like yellow, and there's one that's violet, and there's another that's red, but a different color, I believe. But you've narrowed down that the blue ones are those 2. It's referencing them.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and you see a little control saying eject ?
I don't know what they're connected to.
Oh, to answer that, they're connected into segment 4, subsection 3 betrayals.
Cool. Yeah, let's hit the eject button.
Where's the 7 I know that's not afraid to hit any button in her face? I highlight the 2 blue ones and I hover my little hand over the eject and just look at her like.
I understand like machines and stuff. I'm not sure, but gem making, soul stealing, crystals.
Hey, they're moving again.
I can play safe and just highlight the 2 blue ones and the others.
It seems
all of them.
You've already pressed them. It seems. Well,
okay.
Well, you guys weren't. Where you guys were occupied. It's like you were talking, and then, huh? Oh, whoops! Shoot.
That 7 leaned on the controls.
Perfect.
I will warn that a new scene has started, so certain abilities have come and gone.
Bummer. Well, I did get some use out of that extra insight, so it wasn't completely wasted. Let's see, turn off that bug.
More. Are you all right? You're muted. Oh, Moore is BRB'd.
Moore seems dazed and a little confused from suddenly being jolted out of a fight.
Yep. Lucius just sort of looks up and around and calls over, 7? Aether?
I'm going to peek up over these shelves or whatever they are to see if I can see my friends. Are they out of whatever had them frozen?
Yeah, they seem to be moving around normally.
And the crystal node network, it's way more complex. Everything is just kind of tied together, which in this kind of like
they're back.
Central.
I'll be like, relax, we got them. They're back.
Maybe he has to
wave both arms
point.
and both ears.
Like, yeah, he's fine.
I'm waving my arms and my ears so y'all can see me very clearly from across the room. We got him. We did it. That was it.
Okay.
Ugh. And then I give you a big hug. Well, I give 7 a big hug because she's right there.
Thank you.
We did it.
I put their souls back in the right ones, right?
I think so. Lucius, quick. Which body are you in?
What?
Well, you never know.
We come hopping back.
You know,
Or are you more?
I am me. I am Lucius.
he's not like evil Lucius, right? I read this one book about it once.
Well, we did have to fight doppelgangers of sorts.
Yeah, we saw there were other entries in there that looked a lot like your entries, and we didn't understand what that meant. It took us a while to figure out what we were even doing on the thing. It's really complex.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it had some sort of twisty program in it that was designed to help new users, and it helped guide me along the way, non-verbally.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Is that something that I...
You just know that now.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool and normal and fine.
He still has his spear and stuff, right? He came back with everything that he left with.
Well, that's just it. Did he? Did he?
I'm looking him over.
Your spear is encrusted in garnets.
Oh,
You grabbed the wrong one.
interesting.
Well, hopefully that works as well as the other one. It just looks a lot more fancy now.
Did you what did you do that?
Here's what the problem with that is. Or it's a good thing. It attacks magic defense, not physical.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
better.
neat. That's neat.
Also, it is, you cannot, well, not that you were able to pass it off as a curiosity before, but now it looks like it looks, this has been changed from what was a high fantasy weapon into a magitech weapon. It looks technological.
Cool.
You can see like little glowing lines across its face, lighting it up. Because when you stab with it, it kind of, even if you, it kind of it doesn't, the spear kind of projects away from it like a force bolt. Since it's ice, it fires an ice shot.
Wait, I have a real cool idea. Because everything over there was like encrusted in gemstones. This thing looks like it's encrusted with like diamonds.
No, it's very specifically garnets because that's your favorite gem.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah, right. Okay, cool. Cool, that works. Yeah.
That looks a lot fancier and more expensive. You might want to hide it more. Someone might try to steal it.
Zevin, you're fairly certain you've seen someone very high-ranking holding one of those. The kind of people who have the nice rooms in the highest spires of the capital.
The people you don't want to make eye contact with.
Nope.
Well, I mean, isn't that Lucius already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you get rid of that thing, Lucius, you have a new part to your identity. Inconspicuous.
Oh.
Or sorry, not inconspicuous, conspicuous.
Okay. So does that replace my?
Yeah. Okay.
Does that replace my old identity?
It's added to. So you are conspicuous. Okay. So it's obvious you are someone important, or you're obvious you are whatever.
The conspicuous last pilgrim of Mount Novio.
Somehow fitting for you, yes.
Yeah, I was already pretty gaudy just in general.
Now when people do paintings of you and stained glass depictions, they're gonna feature it because that's how people know it was you and not some other last pilgrim or so-called last pilgrim. No. He's the one with the garnet encrusted spear. Like that's how you know him from at a glance. You know.
No. This story was from earlier in the history text, though. He didn't have it yet. Oh, come on, that never happened. You're making.
Yeah. It
He always
was
had
a spear.
It was always with garnets. Yeah, it always had garnets.
And then there's this whole
You know,
schism
thousands of
between the
years in the future, that's
Garnetists
what they'll
and then
say.
the Purists, and then, they just argue
Oh
about
God,
it.
here
Yeah.
we go.
And then there's a third group that said he
Yeah.
never had a spear. He started with a lance, and no one takes them seriously.
It's just how do you do that?
Huh?
With your spirit, is that just some sort of like memento, or like I said, I
Well,
read this
we
nice
were-
book once about well, get stuck
We
in the
were-
ancient machines and I never get out.
We
Well-
were in a strange landscape. We were in Radabara again, right? That's like we identified that place as Radabara.
I didn't say
I
anything.
think so.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Um,
going to say don't touch anything over here again. It might be another trap. But come over here with us to the console that we found, and maybe you guys can help us discover what more there is to learn here before we move on.
yes.
And I'll take I'll take Moore's elbow and check her over from tip of her head to her bottom of her toes to make sure she's all there and all right as I guide her.
You feel a chill when you touch at the arm. And then
Are you okay?
And you feel at your hand something, as if something was there, some sort of, almost like you were pulling at concrete. But it's not there. When you pull your hand away, you'll see it's not there.
Are you okay, Moore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just worried about you guys.
You were like crystallized for about 2 minutes.
Something like that, yeah. It seemed like it was a lot longer though, because we were really, really busy trying to figure out how to get you out of it.
It was intense, yeah.
Sorry, just
Crown
checking
of
something.
memory.
Oh, that's right. No.
Crown of. As they're walking, Lucius is just sort of muttering under his breath, "Crown of memory, crown of memory."
Hey, Bernie, you didn't see
What's
anything
that?
like weird there, right? Bernice, you didn't see anything while they were like crystallized and also like flailing around. But besides that,
They looked like they were, had intense looks on their faces. Like they were, well, the way the statuaries back in Omar, the sort that warriors and generals have when they're in the middle of a battle or war.
oh,
Oh, sorry. Oh, there.
Uh-oh. Oh, what is all of this? What is the dream beast?
is he
As
saying
soon as
that
he
out
reaches-
loud?
Sorry.
You know what? I would say, like, okay, every once in a while, Lucius just says, like, mutters something under his breath. Jewel wing, prism core, dream beast.
Did either of you get hit on the head by any chance? Just wondering.
Not that I'm aware of.
Check.
Okay.
Check your DMs there, more.
And, you know, as he finally gets over to the terminal and just sort of looks at it, he squints and mutters one last word. Midnight?
Okay,
What?
maybe there were some side effects to shunting your souls back through the terminal, or memory, or whatever you were connected to.
If he reaches for that terminal, I will slap his hand away first and say, no, let me explain how it works first.
He won't just yet.
Okay.
It's almost like he's like off on his own train of thought, like trying to commit something to memory.
I thought you had practically an eidetic memory, though.
He does.
That's how he does it. He has to he has to actively do it.
Oh, he has to file it away. All right.
Because sometimes he might just straight up forget because he doesn't want to remember
Yeah.
it. Though he
Yeah,
will
it's-
remember it
it's-
anyway, frankly, but you know.
It's oratory. It's
Yeah.
You're just gonna mutter ominously.
It's remembered
okay?
as a story, right? Okay.
Yep. He speaks it.
What,
He
what are
remembers
you
it.
trying to like keep in memory? So that's so important. Like, what happened?
Oh,
I think it's where we were.
Are you gonna
Yes.
share with the workshop group or?
yeah. And he walks over. So is this like actual? Is there like actual paper around, like parchments around in this library, or is this?
Imagine
All,
it's
like,
full of
Magitech
tablets and Magitech stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay. In which case he'll pull out some
No,
parchment.
when he goes to grab anything, I'll stop him again. That's what happened to you last time.
No.
Remember?
He's gonna grab parchment.
Let him
from
finish
his
a
bag.
sentence.
All right, sorry.
Yep. He's gonna grab parchment from his bag.
Okay, good.
Like lay it out on something flat. And start writing down. When we came out, I remembered something. I don't know how the knowledge came to me, but it came to me clearly, and considering what it says, the fact that it was imprinted in my mind at all, speaks volumes.
I think it was imprinted in mine too.
What?
When the Crown of Memory was forged?
It was said no knowledge would be locked from the people again.
I nod. Yes, I think I was given
Then
the
he-
same
The
knowledge.
the fact that you guys said that together, you know that phrase as the vow unkept.
Uh-oh.
Enough kiss.
She's... I'm
What?
I'm gonna look at 7 and be like, are they cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? What's going on here?
they're finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah.
I will harm all of you. Even the innocent bystanders, I don't care. Burn it all to the ground.
The good news, he didn't do anything wrong. Vivius, on the other hand.
Yeah, that's something Vivius
Yeah, I'll
would
leave
say.
Vivius alone. He's innocent as a lamb that kills people, but innocent as a lamb.
Yep. Yeah. Through silence, he writes out the next. Starts writing out the next line. Through silence.
Evil walks.
And he.
The gate unwatched.
So hang on. It is. I'm writing this out for myself. It's the oath unkept. Is that what you said?
Thankfully, your character's better memory than you. The vow unkept.
The vow unkept. The vow unkept.
Oh God.
The
okay.
gate unwatched.
Mm-hmm.
The crown was meant to remember.
Never to control.
The gift misused.
Okay. I think it is a story about the crown of memory.
Mm-hmm.
A powerful artifact that could, if I were to understand correctly, hold untold amounts of knowledge, but also the ability to impart knowledge. But it was a gift that was misused. It would appear that as part of its ability to impart knowledge, it affects the mind.
Obviously.
After all, it must do so in order to impart that knowledge. think you can understand how an artifact that can completely add or remove memory.
Yeah, it could add but also subtract.
Uh-huh.
See that,
So
kids?
you're
Math
saying,
is
for
important.
example,
Sorry.
Yes.
Right. I was just thinking, so you could say, for example, use the crown of memory to overwrite a person's complete knowledge with the memories and knowledge of a whole nother person. And it would be as if that person just lived in a body now,
Of
as far as they
sorts,
can tell. Like,
possibly.
their soul
Um,
would still be the original person's soul, but the mind and memory would be an all different person.
Just a bit horror book I read once.
That's weird.
perhaps. Not to mention,
That does sound like misusing the power.
imagine that in the hands of one with power and reach.
And a desire for
Imagine,
immortality.
or imagine being able to uh, take an opponent and not just erase them, but erase all memory of them from everyone.
Oh,
I think the scarier prospect is the idea is that someone could take their enemy and remake them into an ally.
I get the distinct impression that that is exactly what happened. As said, the gift misused.
Gift misused.
this is all horrifying. So, um, here's can you tell me something that only I would know? You know, just thinking right now. He's side eyeing you both.
um,
Actually, that's a
Yes.
really good point, Lucius. Tell us something that only we would know.
Something that only you two would know.
Mhm.
Right, like something that we learned on our travels.
Yes. Something that I would know about you two. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, if you didn't know it, then
Yeah.
how would you be able to tell us?
The last time that you rebuilt that thing, and he points at Seven's little drone, you put the right wing on backwards. You were really embarrassed about that.
As an experienced engineer, I would never ever make that mistake. Ever. What do you mean you saw that?
The Grand
I think that
Tradition
will
of
suffice.
JRPGs, a peeper. Thankfully, it wasn't the Hot Springs episode.
Oh no.
You know, Vivius totally would have egged him on. And pretended to be like the stiff, lift one, trying to go, no, we shouldn't do it. It's not right.
Yep.
But then,
Well, this
Lucius
show
would
is
be the
definitely
good
not
police.
about Lucius. This show is definitely not Lucius and his. Not even close.
My ship is him and the drone.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Aether's ship is still Lucius with Vibius and Ambrinius.
God, it's so
But more
funny.
because it bothers him than anything else, right?
The fan art's
Like,
great
not
for it,
seriously. Yeah.
Poor Seven though.
You don't want to know the fandom behind Seven just now. The merch, you wouldn't believe it.
There's so much merch.
She'd make her own merch and sell it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly sure plushy Aethers have a good value too.
Yeah. They come in different colors, you know. Take that, Sanrio.
And shapes. Because she
Yeah, you
changes
got different
shape all the time,
shapes.
You gotta collect them all. There's like 1,000.
God.
So much. This is so much.
You only know it's really an Aether because of the ears.
Yeah. So they just reuse other merch and they just put the little Aethers on. Look, Aether Blue Eyes Eye Dragon. It's a crossover.
Right.
God.
All these toy sailors are like pulling all their bargain bin shit that they couldn't get rid of and putting little rabbit ears from old torn plushes on and then selling them as new Aether merch.
Beautiful. So yes, I think More Duncan has a what is something that only I would know.
Or Duncan reaches into her alchemy bag. No, just kidding.
Oh, wow.
I would say Ether is too polite to complain if people burn dinner.
I'll just look off to the side like I'm obviously not going to say anything about that. Yes, but who was cooking that night?
Bibius whistles innocently.
Okay, well, we're all who we say we are. And none of the other four of us were unattended, so let's figure out how to get deeper in before one of us tries to go librarying.
Well, do these controls here possibly operate that door?
They could, but we haven't spent time determining what else it can do while we were primarily searching through the sections of the...
Oh.
I just sort of look puzzled and say, we were looking through the sections of the user interface that enabled us to free the two of you, mostly. So we haven't explored the rest of it. But I think we're on track to figuring that out, right, Seven? And I just give you a look like you understand what I'm saying better than I.
Seven is currently staring at the screen with all the little glyphs on it.
Is it making any noise at all?
It's humming.
Is it by chance making noise in the language of golems or anything of that nature?
Stand by, refresh. Stand by, refresh.
I'm going to speak to it
Stand by.
briefly in the language of golems and see if it responds. Do you respond to verbal commands?
Yes.
I'm going to get the biggest wide-eyed smile and big-eyed look on my face like, oh my god, I can talk to it.
As you notice that Aether basically started whistling and clicking, and Brittany Sevilla just give her a look of like, what the hell? And then you hear the thing whistle and beep. It doesn't whistle and beep, it hums and purrs, you think? But it's it's like a mechanical electronic purr. So it's that computer tinny speaker sort of sound, so it sounds really weird coming out of this thing. But yeah, maybe they're making noises or she's lost it. Then again, you've seen her talk to a golem before, so
yeah, I'm jumping up and
Lucius
down with
just,
excitement. Say, okay, I think I can just talk to it now. I think
Lucius just looks at Seven. Is it supposed to do that?
No.
Oh my god, I think I can just give it verbal commands and tell it to show us what we need to know.
I've never seen a system that can do that.
Well, these guys were really advanced. I think they built something that can do that. I'm going to look at it again, and I'm going to like say, what is this unit's designation?
4.
4. Can you show this user access to the physical location of the Crown of Memory?
Identify user.
User Aether.
Command number. Willpower's part of it, because you're trying to, like, wait, hold on, I have to figure out how to talk to this thing.
Right.
It's like, no number, I don't have one. Why don't you? Oh, God.
have an idea.
What if
though.
I didn't have
Like
a
if-
number?
Create an
Yeah.
account.
I got an 11.
Create
Though.
an account.
What I was going to go
Two
for next, if
factor
you didn't call for a
authentication.
roll. Yeah,
Hmm.
if you hadn't called for a roll right then, I was going to go. Can Unit 4 please show this user a basic tutorial on your functions? But you got the roll out first. That's fine. I got an 11.
2 queries. Which would you like answered first?
Answer the queries in reverse order.
Oops, I keep closing that. Sorry, folks.
I'm still watching the screen intently to see what it shows me.
Stand by.
I'm going to turn and look at everybody goes. I think I gave it a task that's going to take it a few seconds. It's concentrating on something. Or processing might be the word. Yeah, I don't know.
Processing.
Right.
7 is just like her brain is just falling out of her head.
Right.
Well,
I'm like, 7, do you know what a command number is or a user number? Like what would I need that for?
It's your user designation, and it's to make sure you are who you say you are. And
So it's verification the computer knows that I'm who I say I am. Well, we're gonna have to fake that. We'll have to fake it very convincingly.
We're just standing behind her, looking like completely dumbstruck. Like her mouth is open. If she was outside, there'd be sand in there already.
No. The advantages of being able to talk to various species, including golems, apparently.
Wait, you need a
Hello, and welcome to the Wing of Jules interface program. Where you personally are is the Archivum Lucidia within the Wing of Jules. In this interface, there are various controls at ready hand. The various red jewels indicate to the generic usage of the floor panel and overall interface control.
Right.
When referencing to the violet ones, do not interface with these unless you are of an authorized user command code. Ask your parents if you wish to know more. In the yellow keys, you'll be able to indicate with various power usage and direction therein. And be sure if you are not certified to not touch the yellow keys, for they can cause irreparable damage to person, self, and property, and various charges can be made for such instances.
Got it. Okay.
You don't have
Abort tutorial. I tell it
God, what's
abort the tutorial.
The green buttons are used for indicating various control methods of capturing resource and power mechanisms, but also it is used for communication and interface with other persons at long distances. You can even talk to your friend all the way across the Gilded Empire.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
it's basically Wi-Fi. Yeah, they're Wi-Fi, right?
You put in the nickel, you gotta hear the whole song.
Oh, maybe.
If you wish to purchase anything, the nearest Echoed Gold Market is north of your position at Terminal 1. Terminal 1 has a variety of search methodologies to further, and it goes on and on and on. The tutorial seems to assume that you're a child and need to be walked through painfully. Some of it is useful.
Speaking at it and saying abort.
It ignores. You keep trying, it ignores you, and then eventually gets to the end of its spiel.
Okay. Well, we learned some basic shit then. How much
is
of
this
it could
all
I absorb?
groundbreaking?
Yeah. Would we need like insight rolls to see how much of it we can absorb?
Oh no, it's... Wait, better yet, it's an unskippable cutscene.
Yes. Of course it's an unskippable cutscene.
Make sure your battery doesn't run out on your handheld gaming console.
And it's the kind of cutscene that, like, you can accidentally trigger it again, and you gotta sit through it again.
Yes, of course. It is absolutely the accidentally easy to trigger unskippable cutscene.
And then it's worse because then apparently the word abort, it's like, say abort if you want me to go again. Abort. No, damn it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's like the owl in Legend of Zelda:
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
It's like you're pressing the cancel button, and then the first dialogue that pops up takes any entry as start over.
I will say that all of
Corby.
you, after that tutorial, now any of you can benefit from a +1 to anything to do with the Gilded State of Radabara because you had a child's introduction into what Radabara is, what different buildings mean, what different colors mean. The problem is, it's a lot of ask. If it gets to anything complicated, it goes ask your parent, ask this person,
Right.
ask that person. It's like, but a lot of stuff like, oh, that's what that is. I think what it's talking to me like I'm
Right.
12.
Yeah, that's fine. So we've got that first grader knowledge.
Hey, Courtney,
Great.
Yeah.
is this like groundbreaking stuff?
Oh yes, this is worth a thesis paper on its own.
But of course that
Seven
means
just been standing there for the full cutscene with her mouth open, just not moving.
I'm gonna like turn to you, Lucius, and go, did you memorize all that? Please tell me you did. Give him a
Lucius
thumbs
starts
up.
to launch into the unskippable cutscene.
No, you don't need to repeat it all to me. I'm just asking you, did you get it?
Yes.
He even does
Thank
the
you.
jingle a little bit because it starts, and that's
Yeah,
how
sure.
that's what helps him remember.
I'm not asking for the replay.
He
I
hums
just
the
want a yes
he
or no
hums
answer.
the jingle.
Yeah.
Do
I don't want the replay.
No.
Just the yes or no, right.
Abort. Oh, that means you want me to start again, right? No, stop.
No.
I'm.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you, Lucius?
Ask your parents. I will hurt you. Sorry, you were saying there, more.
I'm reminded of that Starship Troopers tag. Would you like to know more?
Yes. Would you like to
Yes.
know more?
Oh, you do? Oh, hold on.
Ah,
I'll get this jingle going.
That's
God.
pretty funny.
No,
But I already know more. I know more Duncan. She's right here.
This is,
Oof,
this is
man.
Would you like the more
groundbreaking.
Duncan tutorial? I could tell her how her powers work. Hold on, I'll get the book going.
Even if it wasn't illegal, I could. Oh.
Oh my god, so funny.
Are
Okay,
you
but I
alright,
assume after
Seven?
it finishes the tutorial, it should launch into answering the first question now.
Yeah, for
Seven grabs like Lucius by the collar and starts shaking him back and forth. If I wasn't here illegally and would be like assassinated for being here, if I submitted that as a thesis paper, I could get into the great academia without being one of the great like the upper classes. I could get an education from that.
Good for you.
you've taken 1 damage.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
From being whipped violently.
Hey,
About
that's
that.
a minor
I'll
concussion. You
take
whipped
it.
hard enough.
I'll take it.
The crown currently resides within Section 5, Prism Core. Currently under guard segmentum by the Dream Beast, sealed within the 3-pillar configuration.
I think we're getting somewhere. Can you please show on the display screen a direction guide and open the way to head that direction?
Boom. Boom. You see this gate starting to flash at you.
Oh.
Is it unlocked?
The passageway is active.
Excellent. And then before we leave, I'll say one more time to it. Are the security systems active on that door?
Invalid query. Passageways do not require security. Would you like? Did you mean a different question?
Yes. Can I disable security on the way to the Prism chamber?
You do not have an appropriate command number for that request.
How would I go about acquiring the appropriate command number?
Stand by.
Return look. I'm trying to work the system, but I don't know if it's going to actually pan out.
And while Aether's doing that, Lucius is going to go over to 7. 7, in your readings, did you ever
Mhm.
hear any mention of something called a dream beast?
She's gonna think on it, but she can't understand anything that Aether's saying with the computer.
Well, the computer is answering back verbally, or is it printing things on the
Oh
screen?
no, oh no, this is something completely different from what
No, I
Aether
know,
is doing.
but I'm asking Corbinian. Is it answering me verbally or putting things on the screen?
It's beep booping and buzzing at you.
Okay. Then when I hear one of them say something about that, I'll say, "This thing just mentioned the Dream Beast a moment ago to me." Just to let y'all know. I don't know what it is though.
Uh, Seven's gonna. Can Seven try to recall? She's
Uh,
ever heard about something called a dream beast in like mythos or legend or reading or
I would penalize someone, except
fiction?
you're
Or...
from Ascara, so this word might have come up in some academic paper you stole. I mean, you saw accidentally.
Stole.
So
GG.
this is a study action. Because you're being told to look in. That's insight in particular. It is an open roll.
Yes, do I get that +1 or?
Yes, you do, because it's something to do with the Gilded State. You're correct.
Can I assist with this because I actually
Yep.
like saw or like had all this stuff just beam directly into my brain hole.
Yeah.
That's a way to
I
put
assume
that.
I'm too busy.
I assist as well.
Good, yeah.
Well, it's at
I
least a
assume
7
I'm
now.
too busy with what I'm doing to help.
Yeah, because you're talking back
Get
and forth
knowledge.
with this thing.
Bringing too much of my brain hole instead of having to study it for years and years and years illegally.
Well, that's at least a 7.
I am not helpful.
But yes, you are. So you learn a few things. For one, the full name of what he's talking about, the full formal name, although it is shortened Dream Beast because that's just easier to say. Dream Beast of the Prism. It is a level 46 champion construct of about 488 HP and 76 MP. And is suspected to be a guardian, a uniquely built guardian creature that was supposedly used by the Gilded State of Radabar to protect something of grand importance. But where specifically it was positioned was not known. They just know it is a very powerful guardian system that the Radabarans use to protect something. So it's one of those, if you see this, it's probably near an artifact. That's usually the case with a lot of these artifacts. Every artifact usually has a guardian, unless it's not that important. It was never considered important by the Radabarans. They just were like, those are the artifacts I imagine most diggers bothered to get, because those are the safe ones. Like, oh, hey, look, this is a very important, ham radio, but, the Radabarans wouldn't have thought twice about it, so whatever, free radio, and you get to walk away with it. But if it's like, here's this thing that messes with memories, okay, now it's locked behind a guardian thing that you have to puzzle out or reprogram or defeat, which sometimes defeat was the answer, but actually, you tell me, what is the common answer that the Skara does with large guardian creatures? Do they capture them, destroy them, try to evade them?
Ooh, probably trying to evade them.
Therefore, any attempts to make for you to evade this creature is increased by +1, because you now know you were, as part of this, you remember. Oh right, you remember what the protocol is. You've probably never done it before because you weren't a high level character doing those digs. You were a level 1 character running around being a digger. It's like, yeah, some important dude probably did that, but you know what the protocol is. and you kind of refreshed
Seven
your
was
memory.
Seven was like the equivalent of a manservant.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I heard of this guy talking about what the protocol is. I don't know. I've never done it before.
Do you think I got that kind of security clearance and like this level and like Sultanate appointment?
Yeah, really. There's probably some extra special thing they do that makes it automatically succeed, and you don't know what that is.
But like, oof, I know things. Well, I mean, I guess
I'll give you one thing for
glory them
free.
or something.
Avoid the searchlights. You know that's a common refrain. Avoid searchlights. That's usually a targeting reticle. Doesn't matter. And the bigger it is, the bigger the thing it's shooting.
Oh god, are we gonna have to do a stealth boss battle with like giant like spotlights, and we have to dodge in and out of them? God.
What's worse, they can grow in size just to frustrate you. Because everyone loves frustrating stealth puzzles.
Love 'em.
Spotlight fight.
So I guess I didn't find out what happened with my 11 roll at the end there.
I thought I answered that.
The last thing I'd asked.
What was the last thing you asked? I thought I answered it, so that's why I'm confused.
Oh, right. I think the last thing I had asked was something about, can I disable the security between here and the prison room?
And its answer was you don't have the right command number.
Oh, right. And then I asked, how would I go about getting the command number?
Right.
That was the last thing I did.
Yep. And there was no roll for that. That was you asking it, and it was it processed
right.
what you need to know. You would be required. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I'm not thinking about what the world is like today. I'm thinking about what it was then. That's what it would tell you, which may still be useful, but that's why I hesitate. I was like, "Whoops!" I was about to say something that makes sense now, but at the time wouldn't have made any sense to say. Since you are not of the sand, or the high, or the moon, or the beast. Wait. You catch as it's saying stuff like that. It's at that it may be referring to different kinds of elf, and beast as shorthand. You translate. It takes an extra second for you to translate what that means in regular language. Beast is beastkin, which you kind of look like one, even though in truth you're not one, but you look like one as far as anyone's concerned. You look like a beastkin of some kind. If you're not of the if you're not of the sand, the highness, or the moon, you would register at the Starlight, at the Shattered Spire for appropriate code number.
Okay, I will say...
Command number, sorry.
Can a person of the beast tribe acquire their command number remotely here at this terminal?
Not at this terminal, but at terminal W3, Wing of Bolts.
And can you visually guide me how to get to that terminal?
That terminal is... three landings to the southeast from current center.
Okay. I'm going to turn away from it and talk to my friends like a semi-normal being for a moment and say, I believe that if we're willing to backtrack a bit, I might be able to gain a command user number, which will allow me to disable security features that we're liable to run into up ahead, or we can just move on ahead and deal with them as they come.
Now,
I didn't get any information about the Dream Beast because I haven't asked it yet, but I'm pretty sure if I did, it would tell me that I don't have access to that due to my lack of a command number.
I see. How far away is this terminal?
It said it was 3 landings to the southwest. Is that right, Corby?
Southeast.
Southeast. 3 landings to the southeast.
With my understanding of things, does that am I able to translate landing to mean hex?
Yep, that'd be a fair assessment.
So pretty
Okay,
far away.
so we'd have to leave here in its entirety, and
Yeah, that's not an option then. Let's just move forward. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
And actually, it's
May I?
I think it's more than
Out.
3 hexes. I may have told you the wrong number there.
Is there any way we could do it remotely?
I asked it that. It was very clear that I could not gain a user command number remotely. I had to actually go there to apply. And the only reason I'm even allowed to apply is because apparently I think I can pass for what's known as a Beast Tribe member. And I don't think any of you would pass for being a member of the Sand Tribe. Or what were the other tribes it mentioned? I'll try to remember.
Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing entirely. The Sand Tribe, the tribe on... well, it doesn't say tribe. It says those are the Sand on High or of the Moon. Or of the Beast.
The Sand on High or of the Moon, right.
Would 7 recognize?
Yeah, those are different kinds of elves. High elves, sand elves, and moon elves.
Oh, hold up. I'm a sand elf.
You're a Sand Elf? Well, maybe you... Okay, I'm going to say, come over here. Stand right here in front of this console.
Right in turret range.
Right. I tell the unit the user standing in front of the console is a Sand Elf. Can she apply for her command number here at your terminal?
That user would have to go to section W1, Wing of Winds.
And that's the same one they told me to go to?
No. They want you to go to W3.
W3, okay. How far away is section 1 from here?
3 landings to the west.
Okay.
Yeah, the place
I'm going to turn to everybody and say that's 3 landings to the west, so it's the same distance, just different direction. Where's the closest landing to someone being able to acquire a command number? Like what types of people can acquire a command number here at this terminal?
Those on high.
High elves.
I'm going to do something absolutely nuts. I'm going to... Because I've seen high elves. I've met high elves, right?
Yeah, there's plenty of them at Whack-A-Mole.
Exactly. I spend a Fabula point and become a high elf.
Clever.
I'm going to turn you
that's
green because you're a high elf.
Sure.
And I'm going to add a little leaf token to you.
It only lasts for the scene, of course, but I basically become what I need to become. My ears go away and I become a high elf version of myself. Much taller, much thinner, probably prettier. A little more graceful.
7 crumples.
And then I stretch and I sort of move around for a few seconds like I'm getting used to my new shape. And then I place my hand on the edge of the console and I speak to it verbally. This user is of the high and would like to apply for its command number.
Place of birth. And you see the screen fills out, and you see
I just lie.
You see a form appear.
Sure. I just smoothly say Radabara.
What quarter?
Section 1.
That is an invalid entry. Which quarter?
The west.
That is an invalid entry. Which quarter?
Lucius will
Or
think
the
in his head is
what
yeah.
quarter?
See if Lucius recalls hearing any names of.
What quarter were sections or locations in Radabara? Do one of you know from your old stories? Places where the
I
high
might have
elves
heard of
lived.
it.
Yeah, places where high elves lived.
Oh, try Jewel Wing.
I tried Jewel Wing.
Did you mean Jewel Quarter?
Yes. Jewel Quarter.
In whose reign were you born?
I'll turn to my old story people and say, as a person, in whose reign was I born?
Um,
Who were the famous rulers of ancient Radabara? What was the most recent one? Because this thing's probably up to date with the most recent.
can Seven try to recall that?
You tell me, Seven. This is probably history. It's probably regular history for you. It's like, yeah, we know who that is.
I gotta make a theme on the spot. Name on the spot is hard. GM, can you help? Save me, GM.
Hey, if you want to give me an insight roll instead. Yeah, sure. I'll think of one for you. 1 second.
Takes me an average 3 days to name something.
Oh,
Who the hell?
Been
is
there.
That? Okay, that's not what I needed. So when you start flipping through one of your books and see random oh god name and like what? Oh, I know who that is. Never mind.
Aren't high elves like functionally immortal practically?
They're long lived.
Yeah, they're very long lived anyway. Okay, good.
They're long lived and long lived. And Seven is
Yeah,
neither.
What calendar did the Radabarans use? I think it's going to ask what year I was born.
That is what it's asking you.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because it's
It's
used
Emperor reign year.
Because some of these people reign for like over 1,000 years, so it's like the year 255 of the reign of so and so. It's like, oh,
Exactly.
thankfully there's not many members to remember because they all live for except for that one period where a bunch died. But you know, that happens.
Yeah, that way you only have to say.
Violent. Oh.
Yeah, that way you only have to say year 2 of this guy, and there are really only 3 years that could be.
Yeah.
What gets complicated is the guy who died in the
answer?
first few months. So it's like, well, what year were you in? Well, technically he didn't have a year. The other guy wrote it, so it's year 0.5 of this guy. But years don't come in 0.5s, except for Emperor so-and-so and so-and-so. Oh, right. The guy who died, the guy who took over, right.
Yeah, they had to, like, code special exceptions.
Which you better believe the programmers did not like having to do that at all. Because, like, could you guys, like, wait till the year's over, then murder him? Not
Look,
that he
that's
murdered
saying-
anybody, but, you know, it just makes our lives easier.
Look,
So it made
actual,
the 2000 bug look like a playground bug.
well, actual timekeeping in code is actually like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the nightmares. No,
There-
thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, there's so many little weird exceptions and niche use cases.
Sure.
He's mumbling about the calendar system, and she's so short compared to you now.
I'll be like, but all I need to know is what to tell it for what year I was born right now, or what who was ruling then.
That would be the ruler Lester Nullian, or the year of Nullian, whatever. Like year of Nullian 1,
Okay.
year of Nullian 2.
I'll give it that answer.
Of which year of that ruler's reign?
Let's see. The Empire has been gone for how many thousands of years has the Empire been gone for?
Mm.
Oh,
2000?
yeah. Hadn't you said it's been gone for a very long time?
Yeah.
We'll estimate like one of the most recent years.
Well, if you're like an adult, and 4,217.
All right. Instead of saying that verbally, though, I will like enter it in text form on the console and then hit enter or whatever passes for enter.
Because they didn't stop tracking the Emperor after the whole Empire fell, so it just kept rolling up.
Yep.
What primary job do you have?
I'll again call back to my companions in ordinary speech. What sort of jobs did citizens have in here? But try to think of something that a high elf would have that would be really important. Like maybe an archivist. Would that be good?
Uh, Primary systems engineer, maybe?
I don't even know what that means. I just
Yeah.
turn on. I just say to it verbally, primary systems engineer in Gollum speak.
Processing. Processing.
Oh, it didn't like that. It's processing.
Processing.
Did you give me that name or that job title because you thought it would give me a higher command user number?
Yeah.
Okay. Good thinking.
Like, I'm technically only a technician, but there was someone more airborne. I'd be like an engineer, proper licensed.
Oh, I did it. I would do my notes the wrong way. There we go. Oh.
The clicky noises are so immersive.
Haha. Would you like to declare heritage from the moon or beast?
I will say yes. I will declare some heritage from the beast.
You identify as more than half.
No.
Noted. You see a little symbol added to your name, whatever that means. Any masteries to declare?
Chimerism.
Processing.
I'm sure they had ancient chemists even then.
Processing.
Probably.
Oh, processing. Cross-referencing. Noted.
Is it working?
I don't know yet. It's processing, but I think something's working. It feels like it's working.
I really hope so.
Command code listed.
I look at the command code.
It's in the Roll20.
Okay.
I'm just gonna write that down.
Yep, I'm gonna copy paste that. Gonna put that right in my character sheet right now. In my journal. Title. Command number in Radobara.
Oh, I
As
forgot
I-
some. I forgot some suffixes.
Okay.
There you go. You add that to the end.
All right. Surely. But I'm not a stinking half elf. I don't identify that much beast.
That's why it's heritage instead of half. There's a special designation
Right,
for
right,
halves.
right.
And there's special
Exactly. I'm a
programs
full high
for
elf with some
rehabilitation.
beast people blood. Right, right. It would have a different designation for a half elf. I get it. That's why it asked, do I identify as much as half or not? Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, then I will take this command word and then ask the program. User E142-63-95-80-80-03-06-BH-CM small letter A would like to access security systems on the way to the prison room from here.
Lucius just as an aside to more Duncan just says, try saying that 5 times fast.
Well, I mean, I'm also doing it in beeps and boops and clicks and buzzes since I'm speaking Gollum, which is even harder to understand, I'm sure.
Current security systems in place. Processing. Warning. Some security systems have been damaged. Warning. Some security systems have been damaged. Warning. Some security systems are in disrepair. Please note security and engineer maintenance teams from W1 and W3 to come to position to nearest supervisor.
Understood.
It's like listing out every place that needs repairs, and at this point, it's basically everything.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn and say, it looks like it's saying that a lot of security has been, knocked out or disabled or damaged, and that it's calling me to apparently call for repair teams to come and do something with it. So there isn't anything it can do for me from this console to actually shut it down since it's in disrepair anyway.
Noted. Notation. Dream Beast of Prism is active.
The Dream Beast is, however, active. So we're going to have to deal with that, and I don't think it can turn it down. I can try. I can ask it. Do you want me to try?
Worth asking.
Okay. Does this user have access to disabling the Dream Beast of the Prism?
Processing.
Now start with an inquiry about it.
I think the Dream Beast has changed from its original form.
How so?
Due to I think due to the constant interference of the Crown of Memory.
But if it was created specifically to guard the Crown of Memory, why would the Crown of Memory affect it?
I don't think it was made to guard the Crown of Memory.
What do you think it's there to guard?
I don't think it's there to guard anything. I think it's a byproduct of the misuse of the Crown of Memory.
Oh, that's interesting.
Processing.
The system's acting like it belongs here, though.
Configuration does not compute. Please refer to Roderbaran Arkmeister regarding W2.
Okay.
Yeah, those things optimize the longer you leave them running.
Another thing.
One last Hail Mary. I want to try at this computer before we leave it, but go ahead. What did you have on your mind there?
I shot that at the wrong person. Sorry about that. Whoever I just DM'd.
Oh? Do I get secret lore delivery directly to my DMs?
What were you going to say, Lucius?
Additionally, this here where we are, this nexus of ley lines, it would appear that their constant use of the Crown of Memories fractured the ley lines.
Do you think that's related?
It's possible.
I thought we had determined that they had created the ley lines themselves artificially with their advanced magitech technology.
Oh, they did, but the misuse of the Crown of Memory fractured it here.
Fractured it how?
That's why the ley line here is corrupted.
Oh, you mean that wasn't done by the sorceress recently? It was done by the Crown of Memory here?
I don't
Possibly.
know.
But wouldn't that have happened a long time ago, and we had already that the corruption had only happened within the last week or 10 days?
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't the corruption happen like in the last 10 days?
Yeah, that doesn't add up. If the corruption happened in the last 10 days, then that only means that the Crown of Memory would have been responsible if researchers here had gotten down further. And we already know that we're as deep as they've gone.
I don't think it. If I had to guess, I would say this fracture wasn't enough to destroy the ley lines.
But possibly corrupt it. Okay.
Well, to damage them, make
Sure.
them susceptible to corruption,
Who
which. No, I think. What does.
What does what?
Mm,
Do you
mo-
guys have anything y'all would like me to ask this thing while I have access
Um,
to it as a user?
Dream space. Ask it about dream space.
All right. I repeat my code number, user E142 and all the other
Right.
numbers afterwards. Would like to see your terminal's information about dreams. Verbally on the screen, please. Or not verbally, sorry. Visually on the screen in text rather than verbal. And hard copy if possible.
Processing.
I'll give you a look like I think it's working. It's processing something.
Because,
I imagine the hard copy will be it directs me to a specific,
It tells you to go to a
tablet
certain
somewhere
building
on
somewhere
shelf,
in the
yeah.
city, and it's like, that's helpful.
Oh. Yeah, I was hoping it would be in the room
No.
since there's so much stuff here.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can just go over to the local copy shop on this street and that street, and you can get it in all kinds of shapes. Like, no, but that copy shop doesn't exist anymore. And then it notes, oh,
Yeah,
by the
no,
way, that
that's-
place is under disrepair. Please refer to certain Arcmaster, yada, yada, yada. It's like, oh, wow. Damn.
great. Awesome.
Funny. But I mean, it does get us some information here now, right?
Yeah, it'll display it on the screen, yeah. I just have to
Okay,
figure out how I want to... Because I have to say it from its
Sure.
perspective.
I
Yeah.
understand. I know the questions are hard. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I hope it wasn't too much of a curveball turning into a high elf.
No, that was funny. I was like, I mean, because, with enough rolls, that's warning to anyone playing, running at Fabula Ultima, be ready for anything, because really, almost anything is possible with the right rolls. And sometimes a door that seems locked might not be as locked as you think it is. And flip side, the door you think is easily unlockable may not be if they roll crap, and they have to find some other way to get around the damn door. So,
Yeah, we've done that a few
Yep.
times too. The comedy of errors session where you and I both got us lost was pretty fun. Lucius. Yeah. Temsic. That was great.
Yes.
Elf and
So, because from my understanding, they fractured the ley line here, creating a rift through something called dream space, and that rift through dream space allowed something really nasty to get its tendrils in here.
And you think that's the dream beast of the
Yeah.
prism? Like they've harnessed
No,
it somehow.
no,
Something worse?
no, something
Yes.
worse.
Oh my.
Midnight.
What's midnight?
We don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, god damn it, Corbinian. Midnight
As a
Not
metagame
again.
player, I know what midnight is, but
Stop
in character,
it.
I have no idea.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, it is now in the Library of Sleeping Memories.
Oh, wonderful.
What is?
The answer that was requested.
Thank you.
Oh.
Dream space is the sub-reality strata generated by the intersection of cognitive resonance, arcane probability fields, and latent soul frequency emission within sentient organic minds. I won't continue reading unless y'all want,
Neither
but I don't
purely
mind
mental
either.
nor fully arcane. Rather, dream space exists a little bandwidth between.
I suppose it might be good for people who are watching the VOD today.
Yeah.
Okay. It is neither purely mental nor fully arcane. Rather, dream space exists in the liminal bandwidths between stored memory and projected intent. To dream is to model futures unbound by logic, and to recall past states never truly realized. It is the ultimate extrapolative simulation performed in fractal by all sapient entities. My creators, those of the Gilded Spire and the Prism architectures, used DreamSpace as a quantum neural substrate, a vast metaphysical canvas from which they could extract not only inspiration, but energy. Within my lattice, DreamSpace became a shared architecture, a nested mnemonic lattice binding together culture, invention, and power. The more a civilization dreams, the more patterns can be harvested, refined, and transmuted into orichalcum ideas, encoded miracles. But beware, where dreams cluster, so too do anomalies. The unclean recursion of fear, regret, or madness can twist dream space into mare realms, nightmarish zones that corrode causality. It is here where the dream beast was born. Thus, dream space is a resource, a realm, and a danger. It is it is thought unshackled from flesh and memory unburdened by truth.
Man,
That's everything.
Corbinian, normal psychic nonsense wasn't enough for you, was it?
This is fantastic, though. I love it.
You guys could have
yeah.
done the barbarian answer, kick down doors. You're the
Sorry,
one asking
but-
questions.
11 out of 10, Corbinian. No notes. That was beautiful.
Seven could probably write another thesis on this and get herself a PhD.
Yeah. Whereas Aether is just, her eyes are spinning, with little stars around her head as she's trying to comprehend all this. Like, can I shapeshift into my smarter self so I can comprehend some of this better? But I need to be a high elf right now.
I
You have to,
imagine.
hunch over to look at the screen.
I imagine that 7 can understand maybe some of the technical aspects of this, whereas Lucius might understand some of the more philosophical points.
Yeah. Because at the end, magic is magic.
Yeah. I'd like to think that some of it touches on Kimmerism's natural connection with magic too.
Yeah.
But probably not very much of it. Just
Not in those words. You'd word it differently. It's like because you come from
Right.
Kimmerism is more natural magic, and that's so far removed from magic tech. You're like, that's. I mean, I get what
It's
you're
also
saying. You're saying
utilized
it's such a weird
subconscious,
way.
right. Yeah, and it's utilized in a more subconscious fashion.
Yeah.
Like you can learn it, but you have to witness it and comprehend what you've witnessed.
Yeah.
But then once you know it sort of in an unconscious way. You copy it, right?
Yeah.
You don't learn it by practicing the motion in the same way that other spellcasters.
You learn by mimicry.
Right, mimicking, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a more subconscious use of magic.
Well, this is going to be incredibly useful information.
Okay, so according to this, though, the Dream Beast was created in dream space from the madness of the people that they were tapping dream energy. So apparently this ancient civilization utilized its own citizens' subconscious as both a power source and a inspiration for their advanced knowledge. They were like literally tapping people's dreams to get concepts from futures and past that didn't ever.
Dreams to reality.
Right. It's almost like the very concept of the the uncounted realm is actually as much a place of dream spaces. In other words, when you really want to talk about uncounted realms, you're talking about the realms of dreams, because they are literally uncountable.
Vivius, if I could dream anything into reality right now, I think I'd want a triple-decker sandwich.
You actually hit on something that I was going to ask before you did this. Like my last Hail Mary joke,
Yeah.
if y'all didn't have anything else y'all were going to ask, was like, I
Um,
haven't got to it yet, but I may still do it. But it was going to be something like, can this unit have food and refreshments and potions of health and mana recovery delivered to the... But I haven't done that yet. I was just thinking about it.
Hey, and going over this. Remember when you were in that? You saw the city and in that dark realm with like the sand and
Right, I think we were in dream
Yeah.
space.
I think that was some kind of like nexus, kind of a crossing point where you could like the shared collective vision.
Right.
Something
It was a
like
nested
more
mnemonic lattice binding together culture, invention, and power.
like
In
some
other
sort of
words,
like
we were in dream
Oh.
space.
like the subconscious thing.
Gold star to you. That is exactly what happened to us. That feels like exactly what happened to us.
Yay.
That means that what's happening to all these people out in the desert when they get the sicknesses, they're being drawn into the dream space.
Oh,
No wonder they don't get better.
And if my understanding of things is correct, dream space has become a much more dangerous place.
Yes, because there's nobody guiding it or extracting energy from it or anything.
Well,
That civilization is gone.
not just the aforementioned mare realms mentioned above. As said, there's something else that got into dream space through this wound in the fracturing of the ley lines.
What is this other thing you keep talking about?
The only word that can readily come to mind is midnight.
I'll just shrug. Well, we'll have to file that away because we have too much on our plate right now to deal with it.
I am willing to answer that question for you, but Ultima is going to be generated if I do.
I think I'm good for now. I think I am good
Yeah.
to leave. I am good to leave that. I am good to leave.
We're all like,
I-
you know
I-
what? We'll leave that one for another adventure someday.
Yeah,
there's this game out there called Call of Cthulhu, and every once in a while you have the access to
it's
strange
more
and
like
powerful knowledge.
it's less that I want the answer to it like right now, and it's more like I think it's more interesting to leave this as a foreshadow. I have a
Yes.
pretty good idea as to where this is going, but
Yeah, foreshadowing for the next game.
Yeah,
I'm-
the next game.
yeah.
the next game in the series, right?
Yeah, or like, you know,
Or the next trilogy of
I'm
games.
or I'm content to leave this as foreshadowing for like the next chapter
Could be. Fair enough. Foreshadowing for
whatever.
something at the very least, yes.
Don't
Yeah,
worry, I
alright.
disagree with you. I'll answer.
Oh no.
No.
I figure how much it generates.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh,
On the
no.
plus side, we'll definitely level up now.
Because you players get to know, and maybe your characters don't know. But I'll tell you, don't worry. I'm nice like that. I like giving you a heads up. I know players hate it when GMs surprise
You
them
like
with
the dramatic
stuff.
irony.
You're
Uh-huh.
so bad, Corby. But I gotta say, I love your Midnight Watch game, so I don't hate at all.
15 Ultima is generated.
Ooh.
Wow.
You're never gonna work through this at this rate.
Yikes.
That is a lot of Ultima.
Do you know about... You guys remember the Cataclysmic Convergence, right?
Yeah.
Vaguely, yes.
Well, that's a statement of an event. Something is the causation of such events. Sometimes it could be circumstance or the beating of a butterfly's wing, that sort of thing.
Right.
But at
Midnight
least-
is the force.
yeah, two of you now have a distinct awareness of what midnight really is.
Uh-oh.
But imagine it,
Uh-oh.
the power of magic, natural, high, and technological. In a world seeking answers and power at every turn.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, you clever.
What?
It's what happens when the clock reaches midnight.
Oh.
Who watches the Watchmen?
I was thinking about the clock, the physical, like,
In other
The
words,
the
game
thing.
clock. It is
cosmic
literally what
The game
confluence,
clock,
the
the
really
red clock.
big clock. Yeah, okay.
it's what happens when the clocks reach midnight. Oh, I hate it.
Okay.
Oh,
Harvey, I'm
it's
taking your
brilliant.
DM license. You're too smart.
Yeah, okay. So when the clock reaches midnight, the cosmic confluence will occur and the countless realms will be smushed into one and everything will change.
Oh boy.
And something long
Instead of a
ago
countless realms,
started
there will
all
only
this.
be one realm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to prevent that if we can.
You've been pushing. I will say you've been pushing back the clock on at least 2 occasions.
Pretty regularly. Yeah, pretty regularly. We've been worried about it. Yeah. Okay.
But you also get the
Speaking
feeling
of-
from this, I'll tell you, because as part of that reveal, is that this is a force that you really, if you ever face it directly, you would be staring at a minimum level 70 plus threat.
Right.
Right.
So if that clock ever fills, midnight will reveal itself to you manifestly, and so
Ugh.
You're in the
Don't-
end game then, boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you have
Ready or
Do
not.
Do we at least get Fabula from that?
Oh yeah, you've been introduced to a new threat, so you'll get Fabula points.
He just, yeah.
Yay.
Oh
You
boy.
played the victory jingle, but slow it down.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say
We're
those
getting
of
the
you
slow,
who have,
dramatic version of the.
I will
theme
say to
song.
you,
Go
those who have knowledge on the meta, your characters now know it, but good luck translating it through the mouths of your characters.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, Aether
No.
Aether does have the advantage of being able to speak all these other weird
Yeah.
languages, including Gollum. So maybe someday she could figure out a way to explain it to others in a way they might, not have their head blown wide. The problem is she doesn't really want to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
because she
burning door
doesn't
is a
want to
thing.
make it worse. Right, the burning
Yeah.
door is a thing, and explaining it to other people might lead them to revelation, and we're avoiding revelation. Seek inspiration.
Yeah. I think Lucius.
You need inspiration, not revelation. Revelation's dangerous.
Yeah. I think Lucius, Vibius, and Ambrinius just all sort of share a dark knowing look with each other that they really haven't ever had before.
Corby, would it be fair to state that in Aether's estimation, or as my players' comprehension might allow, that all the player characters have already faced revelation and bypassed it safely in terms of the Midnight Watch game?
Those who hold Fabula have already faced the door. It's actually, sadly, in the Countless Realms, it is a frequent occurrence, and some deal with it very
Okay.
poorly.
So
But
if
those
you
who have
hold a
Fabula
Fabula
already
at all,
have it.
got it.
Yeah.
So in terms of the Midnight Watch, our characters have faced our revelation and walked through that door more or less unscathed.
Yeah. You've run through the fire.
And we're still heroes. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good sign, at least, because that means I can share it
Yeah.
with you guys. Got it. Okay, thank you. Fair enough. Wow. Okay. I did not expect that this game would connect to the Midnight Watch. but
Every
very-
game of mine
very
connects
cool.
to that.
I love
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that I know we're truly in hell, I'm going to turn and say, okay, who has another brilliant question that we want to ask this computer while I'm a high elf, and it will answer anything that it thinks that my user number can access. Because that was great, but it was also very bad, and I just That was Lucius, right? I just give you a look like thank you, and at the same time, fuck you.
Why? Why? Why
Why
did you
did you
curse
have
us
to
with
be
that?
so clever?
Why did you have to
But I'm
ask
not
the
going to blame you
question?
for it. Yeah.
Why did you have
All
to
right,
tempt
so who's
revelation?
next? Who's got
Yeah.
a good one?
How do we open that door over there?
I've already got it opened.
Oh, you did already get it open. Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean,
You did that
yeah,
a while back.
security is not functional right now, so we're
Oh, might the system know anything about any of the other elemental the great arcanum?
Oh, that's a good question. Any information it would have would be thousands of years out of date, but that could still be useful. I'll turn to the computer and verbally ask it as a golem.
It will.
Can
Okay.
Okay, you go ahead.
No. I just
You know
make.
what I
I
was
want to make
gonna
sure
ask anyway.
I'm not miss answering your question. So.
Right. I was going to ask for the terminal, any data it had on the Grand Arcanum.
It will give you, as you say, it gives very outdated information, but now that it's told you this stuff, all of you now have a +1 to any rolls regarding them, because even though the information's out of date, Great Arcanum are hard to miss. So you have at least imagine a breadcrumb trail. You've learned what the few breadcrumbs way early on in that trail are, which,
Yeah.
it's probably not that long. Like the one for fire was probably been at that volcano or near that volcano for countless eons.
Right.
So if it's not at the location, it's probably near that location,
Yeah,
it's been
definitely
captured
good,
by
good
somebody.
useful info. Sure. Okay, I'm going to put a note on my character sheet so I don't forget that.
Yep.
Yep.
+1 on finding
Grand Arcanum. Is that for everyone or is that just Aether?
As long as Aether communicates it, it'll be like if once Aether shares, like, hey, I heard the story. It said this, that,
Oh
and the
yeah,
other,
sure.
and that's like, oh, well, yeah.
I,
Okay.
I ask it to like print out answers on the screen so they can read it too.
Yeah. So it's a lot of by this mountain, known by this name, at this place. So a lot of it turns into, huh? But oh wait, okay. Like the one thing that helps you, that makes this bonus happen at all, is that you've been to Mount Novio. It doesn't call it Mount Novio because that's not the name it had back then. But it's like this thing, that
we
this,
figured
that, and the
it out.
other,
Yeah.
regarding this, that, and the other. You're like, oh, all of you realize that's Novio, and you know it not because of academic knowledge, but because you've actually been there. So you're like, oh,
Right.
that's what, and then by that, in a sort of like Babylonian tablet way, you're able to translate stuff over and go, oh, that's that. What's a 256A?
That's a good one.
Okay, I don't know what that means. And when you give a definition, it just gets a whole new thing, and it's like, I don't know what that means. We'll be here all day trying to translate everything.
Yep. But it at least gives. Let's just say this: it gives Lucius some stuff that he can put into his treatise on the Grand Arcanum that
Yep.
he's been writing.
Oh yeah, it's a good primer.
Yeah. We should probably give everyone a chance to like ask the computer something. Aether, go down the list. She'll be like, so more. While I have this thing verbally in communication with me, and I have a user number where it'll actually answer me and give me good stuff. What do you want to ask it?
What is my favorite color? Sorry.
It always comes back to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, doesn't it?
How can we recognize the presence of the Dream Beast?
That's a great question. I will verbally ask it to print out the answer on the screen so that all here can read it. And I say, how may we recognize the presence of the Dream Beast?
Thank you, your mama. She's so fat. No.
While we're on that subject, can I ask Temsic? Would you mind hearing my favorite Yamama joke, Temsic?
Later.
Oh, but it's good. It's so good.
Just DM it to me.
You
Okay.
have at a towering, shifting silhouette whose image depends on who looks upon it and from which angle. It is
Okay.
composed of various reflective materials, displaying a variety of faces and voices, with various limbs, quote unquote, that stretch and snap into new shapes as it is rotating its current usage. Most notably is the glowing multiphasic prism core in its chest. It may
Must be the weak
also,
point.
extrapolating, it may also have a crown-like horn structure upon its head, its sensing antennae. It will not be known by any boot or footprint, for it is propelling itself via hover mechanics and wind magisphere emanations.
Fine. On that note, I think maybe we can ask it for any information about any weaknesses it may have. Although I suspect since it's shifter, that it can change those at will into different configurations. So that may not be useful.
I think that might be 4,217 years out of date. No,
That's
actually,
true too.
for 4,237 years out of date.
Well, we can at least find out if the central jewel structure is a weak point.
I mean, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll ask it.
Cool. So much unknowable knowledge. Thanks so much.
God, how many thesis papers are you gonna get out of this thing? 7.
Well,
Jeez.
If I submitted any of this, I'd that I'd be punished for entering this illegal area.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, you can always have it published posthumously. Then you'll get all the credit and none of the negatives.
That would not be... the area requested would not be considered a weak point in its structure.
All right, well, now we know. Okay, I guess 7, did you have anything cool you wanted? Or think I should ask the computer?
Or uncool. Doesn't have to be cool. Be yourself.
That's true.
Oh.
Could be awkward. Oh, and I want to add, too, I think someone just said something about all this unknowable stuff in our heads. I'm going to be like, man, I'm so glad my head's been so empty because I actually just filled it up.
You can hear the sloshing if you swing your hair around really hard.
7's gonna ask about desertification.
About what?
Desertification.
Certification?
Yeah, the whole empire's been getting done. The deserty and handy and dusty.
Desertification, yeah.
Oh, desertification. Okay, that's a good question. I asked the computer, what is the cause of the state of desertification of the physical area around your console?
Processing.
It's thinking about it.
Oh.
I think it has to extrapolate some data or something. It's probably looking at sensor data and then extrapolating shit. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the find of a century, maybe more than one century. Maybe a lot of centuries.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest, craziest, wildest thing we've ever found. And that's saying a lot.
I can't tell anyone.
And we can't tell anyone.
Because
Yeah.
How do you legally explain your... And what's worse, if you told them and they take credit for it. It's like, well, it's not illegal that they got it because it's not illegal for them to confiscate that knowledge. It's illegal for you to have gotten it. You won't even get credit for stealing it because that'd be unlawful. Because you'd be giving credit to a thief, which would be benefiting from a crime.
Well, the answer is to go and get it published in another country where it's illegal. That's the answer. Write your treatise, get it all prepared, and then go publish it elsewhere.
Yeah, talk with like legit. Go talk about it with Dom Jessica.
Yeah, Dame Jessica is probably the perfect person to talk to about it.
Yeah, don't start a war or anything about it though.
Yeah, I'm still reeling from the idea that this all connects to the Midnight Watch. That we're basically playing a fantasy version of the Midwatch campaign now.
What is the Midnight
Just different
Watch?
mechanics. Yeah,
It's
Fabula mechanics, but it's Midnight Watch as well.
It's a game that Corby runs. It's
every game I run. People just don't clue in right away.
Yeah.
It's like a connected setting. I get it. Yeah. Well, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's cool.
Well, then some people started asking very specific questions. I'm like, well, if you're asking that question, I have to answer you truthfully, don't I?
Yeah. You didn't have to roll high.
You little.
You could have rolled bad there, buddy. Oh well.
No, wrong.
That's okay. It definitely makes the campaign even more interesting for me, and it was already one of my that I've been playing in. So, yeah. 11 out of 10, no notes. Great job.
Campaign starts with 7 wanting money, and the campaign is currently going with 7 receives unknowable horror.
Yeah. Everything segues into unknowable horror.
Yeah, boy, if I had
Haven't you seen Teletubbies?
If I had a nickel for every like multi-dimension spanning eldritch horror I've had to deal with in the past week, I'd have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Yep. Yep.
Okay, there it is.
How's that processing? Okay, here we go. Processing. Done.
Display results on
for
a while.
Because the trick is trying to figure out what would make sense, because some of the stuff you wouldn't need to know or want to know.
Right. By the way, I'd just like to ask anybody's rating. How did I do reading as the...
Good. I tend to stammer when I'm reading things out loud, so thank you for your service.
My pleasure.
Ascara is not a desert. It is a collapsed process. A broken loop in a once living array of ley field harmonics, geoemphatic resonance, and echo-psionic feedback. Ascara was coded, not by machines, but by the long-standing rites of nature woven within the dreams of its people. The Gilded State maintained this balance through the spire, the wings, and the memory vaults. But then came consumption.
Oh God.
Hmm.
What? What does that mean?
7, does any of that sound familiar to you here in your homeland?
No.
I mean, it does explain why your desert is so goddamn dangerous.
Yeah, maybe like it's draining like the aether out of it. Like cannibalizing itself.
And as that mystery
if the spire, the wings, and the memory vaults are corrupted or broken, then something's going wrong. Maybe we can find a way to repair it someday?
Yeah. I think that'll have to wait for next time. Yeah.
That seems over my head.
Oh, God.
The mystery's found, the mystery's learned, and if you're out there wondering what the heck these people are talking about, don't worry. They'll figure it out, and so will you. Until next time, thank you all for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.
The gang learns how to use Google search.
Yep. That was this episode. The gang learns how to use a Google search engine.
Quick, make an email address. Sign
Oh
yourself
my
up for
God.
all the
Yeah.
newsletters.
Yeah, make a fake email and get a command, get a password, so you can access this site now.
All you're gonna get is automated spam bots, but
Well, I mean, it's a
everyone's
good
dead,
thing I can
right?
abandon the email, though, right? It's a junk email I'm using.
Yeah, everyone's dead, so all you're gonna get is spam email.
Yeah, we're just constantly making